is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be covering the case of Aiden Fucci, the murder of Tristan Bailey. And this took place on May 9th, 2021, on Mother's Day. Out of all days, Mother's Day in St. Johns County, Florida. Tristan Bailey was a 13-year-old middle schooler and cheerleader, and she was murdered by Aiden Fucci, a 14-year-old schoolmate. Every single parent's worst nightmare. Bailey was reported missing by her family that morning. Her body was found later that day by a resident in a wooded area near St. John's. Her body had been stabbed 114 times. A residential surveillance camera recorded Bailey walking around 1:45 a.m. with Fucci. A later recording showed Fucci running alone in the opposite direction with his shoes in his hand. On the evening of May 9th, investigators searched Fucci's house, where bloody clothes were found in his room and the bathroom sink. A knife with a fragment of the tip missing was found in a pond near Bailey's body, and the missing knife tip was found during an autopsy embedded in the victim's scalp. Fucci was arrested initially on the charge of second-degree murder, which was changed to first-degree premeditated murder on May 27th. He maintained his innocence at the time. On February 6, 2023, just before jury selection was about to begin, Fucci pled guilty to first-degree murder. On March 24th, Fucci, then 16, was sentenced to life in prison. He is currently serving his sentence at Cross City Correctional Institution. Tristan Bailey was born in Singapore on January 18, 2008, to Forrest and Stacy Bailey. She was the youngest of 5 children. Tristan spent her first 4 years in Singapore. Family and friends describe her as an energetic young girl who always stood up for her friends. Her mother said she was just a powerful child that was able to give a lot to so many. Tristan grew up and lived in St. Johns County, Florida. She was in the 7th grade at Patriot Oaks Academy, where she stood out as a popular student and cheerleader. At 9 a.m., May 9th, 2021, the Bailey family was preparing to celebrate Mother's Day. One of Bailey's siblings went to her room to call her downstairs and discovered that Bailey was missing. After a short search of the immediate surrounding area, her mother, Stacy, called 911 to report her daughter missing. Early that morning, according to police reports, Dofus Absher, a friend of Fucci, said that Fucci had asked him for Bailey's phone number. Fucci called Bailey and convinced her to leave home to go see a friend. At 1:45 a.m., a residential surveillance camera recorded 2 people walking east on Saddlestone Drive, strongly believed to be Fucci and Bailey. At 3:27 a.m., the camera recorded a subject running towards the west, carrying a white pair of shoes. Deputies Robert Maloney and Liam Stack interviewed Absher later that afternoon. Absher said that Fucci and Bailey had been at his house and left together. Fucci confirmed being with Bailey at Absher's home and stated that he left around 1:10 a.m. Fucci initially claimed to have walked with Bailey along the North Durban Parkway until she turned into Cloisterbane Drive to go home. Fucci stated that he walked around for some time and arrived home around 3:30 a.m. Noting that the distance between Absher and Fucci's home is roughly a 30-minute walk, investigators pressed for details. At this point, Fucci changed his story, stated that he and Bailey got into an altercation after she attempted to touch his private parts. He claimed to have pushed her away, which caused her to fall and hit her head. After the interrogation, while in the backseat of a patrol car, Fucci took images and videos, publishing the imagery on the social media app Snapchat. In one picture, Fucci captioned an image, "Hey guys, has anybody seen Tristan lately?" Oh my God. In a video, he said, "We're having fun in a fucking cop car. Tristan, if you walk out the damn," before the video cuts out. I know that a 14-year-old boy is not going to be mature, but my God. Around 6 p.m. on May 9th, a resident was walking through a wooded area at the end of Saddlestone Drive, south of Jacksonville. Upon reaching a retention pond, he found the dead body of a girl. Around 8 p.m., it was confirmed that that girl was Tristan Bailey. She had received 114 stab wounds, 49 of which were defensive. Her body was found with the word karma written on the inside of her left ankle and a smiley face drawn on her right ankle, but it is not known who wrote it. A buck knife with a missing tip found in the pond near her body matched a fragment that was lodged in Bailey's scalp. Around midnight, May 10th, police went to Fucci's residence after obtaining a search warrant. In his room, they found a sheath that matched the knife found near Bailey's body and clothing with the blood on them. Around 3 a.m., Fucci was arrested for second-degree murder, but this was later changed to first-degree murder after further examination of evidence and witness accounts. During a press conference on May 27th, State Attorney R.J. Lariza stated that Fucci told his friends he was going to kill someone by taking them into the woods and stabbing them. Lariza also stated Fucci told his friends to expect the murder to happen within the next month and that killing was imminent. Lariza also stated that Bailey had been stabbed 114 times, with 49 of those stab wounds being defensive in nature, indicating that Bailey had tried to fight her killer off. Fucci was transferred to Duval County Jail, where he was held without bond. His mother, Crystal Smith, was arrested for tampering with evidence after washing blood off Fucci's jeans on June 4th. In May 2023, Smith pleaded to no contest and was sentenced to 30 days in prison. I understand, like, wanting to protect your kids, right? Like, I think we can all get that if you're a parent. But this is so different. I have 3 children, and if any of them came home covered in blood and were being accused of this heinous crime, there's no way in hell that I am washing their jeans and trying to cover this up. She caught a nice charge for that as well. Not as long as I think that she deserved, but we'll get there. A police report released by the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office in July 2021 revealed that Fucci often spoke of his fantasy of killing people, that he often carried a knife with him, and that he planned to drag a random person into the woods and stab them. Fucci's ex-girlfriend, Sophie Bauman, said that on occasion, Fucci would take his knife out and pretend to stab her with it. Bauman also said that Fucci claimed to hear voices in his head when he was angry, and that these voices told him that he was worthless and a disappointment. On June 10th, Fucci pled not guilty to first-degree murder. A pretrial was set for July 28th, but eventually pushed back to September 1st. During the September 1st hearing, when Fucci attended via Zoom, he began acting erratically, rocking back and forth in his chair, mumbling about demons taking Fucci's soul away, and repeatedly asking, "Where am I? What's going on?" The hearing, Lord, please. I cannot stand when these people commit these crimes and then want to act crazy. Come on now. The hearing was eventually cut short due to technical difficulties and postponed on October 28th. In February 2022, it was announced that Fucci's trial would begin in November 2022. In August 2022, the trial was ultimately pushed back to February 2023 after Fucci's public defender, Rosemary Peoples, filed a motion to push back the trial so that she could have more time talking to witnesses and work on another case that she was assigned to. On November 28th, Peoples requested a change of venue for the trial, saying that Fucci had been held in solitary confinement for over 400 days since his arrival at Duval County Jail in May 2021, citing psychological torture. Her motion was denied by Judge R. Lee Smith. On December 2nd, Judge Smith set the date of February 6, 2023 for Fucci's trial. On February 1st, 2023, Peoples filed another motion to push the trial back, which Judge Smith rejected. In late January of 2023, an incident report released by Jacksonville Sheriff's Office shows Fucci had a lengthy history of disciplinary issues during his time at Duval County Jail, including extorting inmates for their commissary items by using fear, threatening to kill inmates and correctional officers, fighting an inmate in December 2021, and at one point boasting about his crime. The report also stated that Fucci was restrained using pepper spray at least twice and had to be put in a restraint chair once. During a report from October 2022, it said that Fucci had been relentless in making threats against 2 inmates. One claimed Fucci said he was going to stab them up and take pictures of it. With what? With what? On another occasion, when officers entered his cell to reclaim misappropriated commissary items, He started banging on his cell door in a loud, vicious manner and shouted threats of murder towards correctional officers concerning their families. Wow. I'm sure his mother is so proud. Shortly before jury selection was set to begin on February 6, 2023, Fucci pled guilty to first-degree murder and admitted to killing Bailey. As a result, a 40-year prison term was the minimum sentence for which Fucci was eligible, while life in prison was the maximum. Fucci was ineligible for the death penalty as he is a juvenile when he committed the crime. Fucci also wrote a letter apologizing for the pain he caused Bailey's family and friends. Judge Smith set the date of March 24th for Fucci's sentencing. During the impact statements of the sentencing phase, which began on March 21st, Bailey's family members, friends, and members of her cheerleading team gave emotional testimonies. Bailey's mother, Stacy, spoke directly to Judge Smith during her testimony, saying, "Please do not for 1 second think he could be rehabilitated at any point. He is beyond saving." She also spoke directly to Fucci, stating, "Aiden Fucci, you have destroyed me. You have destroyed my family." Employees at Patriot Oaks Academy, the school both Fucci and Bailey attended, police officers involved in the case, and Fucci's grandmother were also among those who testified. Fucci was given the maximum sentence of life in prison on March 24, 2023, at age 16. After 25 years incarcerated, he'll be entitled to apply for a case review hearing. During the sentencing, Judge R. Lee Smith called this the most difficult and shocking case that he had ever presided over, adding, "This was not done out of greed. It was not done in retaliation, retribution, or revenge. It was not a crime of passion. It was not a crime that was committed because he felt rejected by her. It was not done in a fit of uncontrollable anger. There was no reason. There was no purpose. It was done for no other reason than to satisfy this defendant's internal desire to feel what it was like to kill someone." During the impact statements of the sentencing phase, one of Tristan's siblings, Alexis, dropped 114 aqua stone hearts into a glass jar, one by one, to represent the stab wounds her sister endured. The jar stayed there for each family member while they read their statements. Each concluded by adding a white stone to represent something related to Bailey's death. Tristan Bailey's family formed the Tristan Bailey Memorial Foundation, which helped enact a law in the state of Florida that restricts the disclosure of crime scene photographs of any minor who has been murdered in the state. Oh man, they're strong people. That is all I have for this one. Make sure you like and subscribe. We are going all the way to August 1st. All right. See you in the next one. Bye.